Hey everybody, Fisherman here. Welcome to the video. This is fishing vlog number 98, and as you can tell from Friday's video, which was just a short, I have not been spending a whole lot of time in the fish room. I've been working on my taxes, and Saturday was actually the first day I went down and did more than just feed the fish. So I have a few things I want to show you. Starting off with this. That little clump that I put in that tank of pearlweed is now taking at least half the tank. I really like how it's growing in there. It's doing really well. And remember, I put an equal-sized sprig in the tank next door where the goldfish are, and of course, well, they ate it. And the difference in the chemistry of the tanks is kind of cool because they both get the same amount of food. And as you can tell, well, goldfish are nice fertilizers. They both have box filters, and you can see there's a lot of green in one, and the other one's actually quite a bit cleaner. So this is interesting. I'm not sure if I like this anymore, to tell you the truth. It was set up initially to breed bettas, and now I have killifish in here. It's okay, but because it's short, it's not getting as much filtration as I'd like, so I might be switching that around. This is my main source now for feeding my small fish. This is a lot of stuff. I'm going to try and show you here. There's some cyclopses in here and daphnia, but actually there's an awful lot of them. I take food out of this twice a day, and I'm talking about half yogurt containers full, and I'm not making a dent in it, so I'm actually really happy with the way that's going. And you remember I had these two large jars that I've switched over to culturing as well, and they're doing actually really quite well. I think they're doing better than the smaller ones, but that's not really a surprise because there's a lot more volume in here, and you can see there's lots of stuff, lots of things floating around in there. But it's not on the same scale as the tank. So I think I might set up one more aquarium for culturing, and then I might cut back on some of the jars I've been keeping. So that is something that's going to be coming up. Had to show you these guys simply because I'm really happy with the fry. They're getting along very well with the adults. Now this particular variety of platy seems to be a lot less aggressive. The ones I got last time, the high fin ones, the males were extremely territorial, and if there were two males, there's definitely going to be some fighting going on. So I got around that, of course, by just separating them all out, but if you end up with a lot of males, there's very little I can do about it. So these guys are fine. I mean, they don't seem to be in any kind of fear of the parents, and I haven't really seen any aggression towards them. And more importantly, there's two males in this tank, and they're not hurting each other. So I'm really going to keep this line going. This leaf is growing really well. I'm very happy with this, which is kind of silly because, you know, it's just a fern leaf. But it's doing really nicely. So that cutting is definitely going to take off, and I think one more in here is doing well as well. You can see there's one leaf that's a little bit curled there. So I think of the three, two are going to be fine. One's just going to be probably going to eventually die off. And this flower is now fully open. It's not a surprise. I mean, peace lilies are very easy to grow, and I find actually looking at this is the most important part is the chemistry. It is really that whole filtration system with the sump and everything else is doing so well at keeping this nice and clean. And you notice as I was just panning towards this, and hopefully there you go, every now and then that sponge slips and I end up with guppies down on the sump. I haven't bothered fishing them out yet. I'm just going to leave them down there for the moment because there's, it was a 50-gallon drum, which I cut down to about 45, and then there's probably actually 40 gallons of water in there. They have tons of room. I just have to remember to throw food in there for them, and other than that, I mean, they're doing very well. As you can see, there's a white cloud there. It was one of the few that didn't get fished out when I was getting for my client. So there you go, there's a bunch of guppies down here, and they'll probably breed, and there'll probably be tons more of them. There is they're just such a prolific fish. I'm very happy with this plant, and I know I've said it so many times, but I really do want to put a lot more fern on the back of that wall, because I mean, this is really filling out nicely. It's taken quite a while, but I do like the look of it. And as you see, the peace lily here, of course, is doing really well as well. So I'm very happy with that centerpiece now. And I should have panned down below because the Java fern that's growing on the centerpiece, the actual terracotta stump that I made, is also growing really nicely now that I got rid of the Java moss. So Next week I'll have to remember to try and do that. These two tanks are all set up, as I said last week, and I think the week before. They're ready for fish. I think what I'm going to do is, one of them is going to be for Danio fry, and the other is going to be for the new platy fry. I think that's what I've decided to do. So hopefully for next week's video, I mean the Danio fry are still really quite small, so I don't feel comfortable catching them at that size because it's very easy to damage them. But that's where they're going to go. And of course, the platy fry are big enough, but I might just wait and do both at the same time. We'll just see. Another week or two, who knows? Things should set up quite nicely. And then, of course, I'll just keep breeding more Danio fry and platy fry and keep filling this up. So, well, like I said, it should do really quite well. Now, you remember when I first set this up and I pulled out a lot of the subwasser tank from one tank, and it was larger in leaf, the one on the left, of course. I've been keeping an eye on it. I haven't really seen any change yet, of course, but as it grows, I suspect it'll start looking a lot more like the one on the right. But again, it's not a fast grower, so we'll see in a few months maybe it change enough to actually notice it. So we'll see. It's nice looking. I like that plant, and the coolie loaches really love it for some reason. I don't know why. I finally have one of the leaves of the new, the new lighting system for the Java fern here. It's reached the top, so they are growing. I don't like the look of this, to tell you the truth. It's not what I wanted it to look like. It may get there, so I'm going to try and be patient. But this is what I want it to look like. I like this. The appearance is so much nicer, and it should be the same. There's no reason why it shouldn't be, so I'm going to give it some time. The extra lighting may have just set it all back for a while, but we'll see. In time, I think I may actually just pull that all out and do something different with it. You never know. This is doing very, very well. This is the Big Brother filter in the 7-foot tank, and it's time for a bit of a clean on it. Tell you the truth, the reason why I'm cleaning this is I ran out of new things to show you guys for today's vlog, because like I said, I haven't spent much time in the fish room the last 4 or 5 days. So it was something to actually just fill up the rest of this video, but it does need cleaning. So I wanted also to check out to see how easy this is to clean. It turns out to be perfectly fine. It is just a simple matter of lifting up that, of course, and just angling it and ducking it underneath the light and pulling it out. And of course taking it and cleaning it out in the sink, because you can see there's a lot of dust on it, and actually Java moss and algae. The smell that came off it when I pulled it out was so nice. I really do love that woodsy smell when you take these things apart. It's probably one of my favorite smells. I mean, it may sound strange, but I actually really do like those natural smells, and it obviously was very, very healthy. So there wasn't any issues with anything else in it. So I'm just going to wiggle this now to get it back in place, which is always the harder part because of all the leaves sticking out everywhere. And of course, because it's like, as you can see here, it's right at the roof, so I'm kind of hunched over trying to get this in place. But it got there. It took maybe about 2-3 minutes. Not a big deal. And because it only needs to be cleaned, once every 6, 8, 10 months, it's not a problem at all. So I'm going to poke the holes here to get the water flowing, and then I'm going to give you a shot of it running as it is clean, and that's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Leave comments. Let me know what you think of everything. And if you have any ideas, of course, for future videos, always leave those as well. So I'll see you in, Wednesday's video. Like I said, I have my taxes done now, so I will get back into the fish room and do some work. So I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.